Well, hi everybody and welcome. This is your first time here. We are the Happy Travellers. I'm Steve, my wife Wendy and our dog Pippin travel around the UK and Europe in our motorhome, which is currently an Auto Trail Comanche. I've been asked questions about, well, what does it cost to buy a motorhome, and do you need a lot of money? Well, the short answer is you don't need a lot of money to buy a motorhome. Clearly, the more you spend, usually the better and bigger motorhome you can acquire. So we decided, once we'd sort of sold up our house, to go for a brand new motorhome, and we chose a Heimer, which turned out, and if you look at some of the previous videos from maybe a year ago, you'll see that we had problems with it, and we exchanged it for what we currently have, which is the Auto Trail Comanche. Much better motorhome in our view, and it suits us very, very well. The extra space inside is always very welcome. So how much money do you need to buy a motorhome? Well, you can buy a motorhome down as little as £5,000 or £6,000, but bear in mind you do get what you pay for at that level. And you can go, if you're looking at some of the more luxury motorhomes, you can pay £100,000, £150,000, £200,000. The choice is yours, and you can pay anything in between. When we started with the Heimer, we looked around and chose very carefully for the sort of type of motorhome, the size and the layout that we wanted. We made some guesses about what we needed, and I think that's pretty much what everybody does, but we decided to go for a brand new Heimer, which cost us £70,000, and we were able to afford that because we'd sold up our property, and the Heimer was going to be, or our motorhome was going to be, our only living space. And as it turns out, our Auto Trail Comanche is now our full-time home on the road. Now, do you need to spend £70,000, £80,000, £90,000 to get something that will suit full-time living? No, I don't believe you do. Just recently I've seen some discussion going on Facebook about, we want to get an Auto Trail Comanche, and one that was two and a half years old was going for about £60,000, £57,000. And I saw a 2010 model also in that discussion for about £45,000. So when you think a brand new Comanche this year will cost you close to £85,000, getting down to £45,000 and getting all the luxury that's included in that sort of vehicle is going to be great and a bargain. But where do you start? What do you go for? How much should you budget? Well, I honestly believe that if you're looking to full time in your motorhome, you should really budget for a minimum of £30,000. You'll get a pretty decent van for that. It won't be new. Obviously, you can't get a brand new van for 30 grand that you can live in full time, because there just won't be the quality and resilience in it. So, if you want to go cheaper than that and you just want it for extended holidays or weekends away, then you can push your budget right down to maybe £25,000, and you'll get a very, very reasonable van for that. More recently, my sister and brother-in-law bought their Swift Contiki, a 2004 model, which has the rear lounge, it has, front lounge, rear bedroom, 2 single beds that can convert into a lounge, mid-bathroom and so on. A very reasonable vehicle that actually looks in pretty good condition, and that was about £22,000, I think. So you can get pretty good stuff, and you just need to search around, but you do need to be careful of a few things. Make sure that it's got a pretty good service history. Make sure that it has no damp in it. Now, dealers will tell you that they've checked it and that's what they found. My advice to you is never ever believe a dealer when they tell you there's no damp. Check it for yourself. Invest your money, buy yourself a damp meter, and that can be one of the the ones with the 2 pins that you actually touch on the wall, or it can be the more expensive laser sensing, but they're about £130. A worthwhile investment if you're spending a lot of money and you want to make sure that things are dead right with it. So good service history, no damp, and no little damage bits on the outside, and make sure certainly that you get a decent warranty if you go to a dealer. If you're not going to a dealer, make sure that you test the vehicle fully. Make sure all the heating works. Even in this height of summer, you will need to test the heating. Turn it up, turn it on, make sure it runs. Test the hot water, make sure all the water pumps work, make sure there's no leaks in those water pipes, and make sure that you've got a pretty decent toilet cassette going on. If you can, convince the dealer to put a brand new one in for you, and just little things like that. One thing that not many people will check is the Rollout Canopy awning. Many motorhomes come with the sort of canopy awning that rolls out from the side. Make sure that you do check that, roll it out fully, make sure the legs come down and work, and make sure it rolls in and out a couple of times before you accept the vehicle. So those are just a few things that you should really look out for. Service history, number of owners, is there any damp, all the bits and pieces work, the heating, the hot water, and any electrical plugs and points around. One thing I would say to you is that if you're living full time in your motorhome and you're going to be going off grid, you'll want a solar panel or 2 on top, and you'll want at least 2 100 amp hour batteries, and if you're buying from a dealer, insist that you get those. It's pretty standard these days. So that's it from me. I hope you have enjoyed that, and that information has been of some use to you in your search for a motorhome. If you have any more questions about choosing a motorhome or the pitfalls to look for, put them in the comments below, and I will definitely answer those for you based on my experience of buying motorhomes and dealing with dealers, which has been a long and hard road. So that's it from me today. If you've enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up, please. And if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Press the subscribe button down below, and if you want reminders, just ring that bell next to the subscribe button. I'll see you again tomorrow with another one of our daily vlogs. Bye bye for now.